everyone. Hopefully, third time is going to be the charm today. After having several difficulties with the Daily Fell and trying to read their article on this, I decided to go ahead and try the radar, and hopefully, I will have more luck and my share screen won't poop out on me. We've got a lot of things to go over on the JD versus AH case, so this might be a little bit longer of a video on it than usual. So let's go ahead and get to it. Johnny Depp sues ACLU demanding answers after AH's $7 million donation from the divorce settlement. And there's their picture. Johnny Depp has questions about whether his ex-wife, AH, actually followed through with her promise to donate to charity the $7 million she received in the divorce. According to court documents obtained by Radar last week, the actor's legal team filed a petition against the nonprofit ACLU. He is asking the court to force them to answer questions. In that suit, Depp explains he's currently suing his ex for defamation in Virginia court. In the lawsuit, the Pirates of the Caribbean actor takes issue with an op-ed Heard wrote for the Washington Post in which she implied he abused her. Moving on. The court documents note in August 2016, it was publicly reported Mr. Depp and AH reached a $7 million divorce settlement. Further, AH issued a public statement in which she claimed that she was donating $7 million to charity, with the donation to be split equally between the ACLU and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. Per their divorce settlement, Depp was to pay his ex the $7 million divorce settlement in installments. The first payment was due on February 1st, 2018. His lawyer said Depp paid the entire amount by the deadline. Depp says he fired off subpoenas demanding AH answer questions about whether or not she made the donation. He says AH has refused to answer the questions for several months. Depp issued subpoenas to the ACLU and executives who work at the nonprofit. He wants the court to force the organization to answer questions under oath about AH's alleged donation. Further, he wants them to pay his legal bills in the case. Who can blame him? The latest action is the latest in a string of legal battles brought by Depp. He claims AH made false accusations against him and ruined his career. She says the actor abused her multiple times. In 2018, he sued the publisher of the UK tabloid The Sun. Depp accused him of tarnishing his good name by labeling him a wife-beater. The article detailed the numerous accusations of domestic violence by his ex-wife. The High Court ruled Depp did not have a case. They found that 12 of the 14 alleged incidents by AH had been proven to a civil standard. Yeah, what a bunch of bullcrap that was. That was such a bunch of crap. Okay, so that's all that the radar has to say on it, and we have a few more things to review. Obviously, we've all gone over the evidence, and they're full of crap. But anyways, let's go over here to my page. I did try to pull up the documents from earlier, and my computer was not cooperating, which has kind of been a thing today, so we are getting screenshots from these tweets, so I don't have to try to go digging and waste your time. This is from Ernest Stavro Blofeld. Motion to compel in New York Supreme Court. The court should enter an order that the ACLU should hand over all donations and op-ed related docs and fully comply with the subpoena. Because the California judge, Stephanie Bowick, already agreed the CHLA is discoverable and relevant, the Virginia judge agreed too. And here's our little snippet from that. The ACLU witnesses not only possess evidence relevant to AH's publication of the op-ed and her motivation to falsely claim that Mr. Depp abused her during their marriage, but they have also taken affirmative steps to participate in the Virginia action on AH's behalf. The ACLU witnesses now refuse, in response to subpoenas, to produce documents and testimony that 3 other courts have found relevant to the factual dispute at the center of the Virginia action and seek special confidential treatment beyond the protections afforded by the protective order entered in the Virginia action for the selective evidence they have agreed to produce. Even more egregious. I can usually do this on a normal day, folks. The ACLU's witness reticence appears to be part of a collusive effort with to prevent evidence showing that perjured herself from becoming public. As stated therein, the Honorable Bruce D. White, Chief Judge of the Circuit Court of Fairfax County, rejected a similar gambit by in the context of her perjury with respect to failing to honor her charitable pledge to the CHLA. Applying New York law, the court should reject the ACLU's witnesses' outrageous stonewalling. Mr. Depp, accordingly, respectfully requests that this court enter an order directing the ACLU witnesses to fully comply with the subpoenas. Get 'em. Salt the earth. A lot of disabled DV victims are living vicariously through you right now, JD. So salt the earth. Let's make a statement. Now here is the good stuff. Please ignore where I call Judge Bowick my spirit animal. The court, she didn't think that it was private when she announced it to the world in the media. There is, of course, a longer thing here. Bear with me a moment. I'll find it here. And ignore my Christmas statement. I will find it somewhere here. Yay, another fake Johnny liking one of my posts. Fabulous. Ignore me. Let me just find it here. I'm sorry, folks. I don't have an edit button. Okay, this came from yesterday, and we'll go over this real quick as well. This is from the real Laura B. Huge win for Johnny Depp on his motion to compel to provide documents and financial information going back to January 2010, plus all the communications and drafts of the op-ed. It states, upon consideration of the plaintiff's motion to compel defendants' further responses without objections and production of documents in response to his 4th request for production, plaintiff's motion, the parties' respective briefs, arguments of counsel on April the 30th, 2021, and the fully advised it is this 12th day of May, 2021, hereby ordered as follows. Plaintiff's motion is granted in part and denied in part. Defendant shall produce plaintiff by no later than Friday, May 28, 2021, all non-privileged documents responsive to the following requests contained in the plaintiff's 4th set of requests production. All of the defendant's objections to these requests are overruled. and the temporal scope of production shall be from January the 1st, 2010 forward. Defendant's objections to RFP numbers 37, 38, and 42 are overruled, and the defendant shall produce all non-privileged documents responsive to these requests by no later than May 28, 2021. Defendant's objections to RFP numbers 18 and 19 are overruled by asserting defense of counsel as an affirmative defense. Defendant waived her attorney-client privilege with respect to the op-ed at issue in complaint. Accordingly, her communications on that subject are not privileged, and defendant shall produce all communications to or from anyone, including but not limited to any of her legal counsel and or anyone associated with the ACLU, relating in any way to the op-ed, and shall produce by no later than Friday, May 28th, all drafts of the op-ed and any and all other documents responsive to RFP numbers 18 and 19. With respect to the tax returns, defendant shall produce all information showing gross income, but may otherwise redact. The defendant represents she has produced all non-privileged documents responsive to RFP numbers 5, 7, 8, and 37. So she has to provide documents, finally. Love that. That came yesterday. Now let's see if I can find what I'm looking for here before we close out today. Bear with me, folks. I'm sorry. It's going to go back to the main page. This is where I'm more than likely to find it. Here we are. Okay. Let's go ahead and read this here. I love this. It's so good it must be fattening. Your Honor, this case has nothing to do with charitable donations. It has nothing to do with it. The court. But your client made it a point to discuss charitable donations as she was discussing what she believes was, negative treatment by Mr. Depp, as well as the necessity to divorce him for that. And as I said, if she had made a public statement about I'm going to donate $7 million to the Children's Hospital and didn't mention Mr. Depp and didn't mention her divorce, I would be granting this motion to quash. But she did it in conjunction with talking about Mr. Depp and talking about her divorce. And I agree with Mr. Koger that she's basically put it at issue here. Thank you, a judge that sees a logical, coherent sense. Just want to see if the other good stuff was in here. Hoping this is what I'm looking for. We shall see. No. I love it when I have all these things pulled up and then my computer fritzes and then I have to go digging with it. You poor guys having to dig with me. I'm sorry about that. Okay, I don't want to keep you guys hanging, so I'm just going to go ahead and close the video out. We'll take a look at that one part I'm trying to get to another time. So, folks, there you have it. We have Depp going after the ACLU, as he should, as they were the ones who assisted her in this nonsense. God, seriously. And you also have the judge saying that her charity info is not privileged when she was the one who made it a point. So definitely huge points today in Depp's favor, which of course we're all happy to see. Now, folks, this is all we got for this afternoon. Now, before we go, about around 6:30 Central Standard Time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be on the usual panel with the usual suspects at Rock Rules. So please don't forget to go ahead and meet us there. In the meantime, we don't get that many views on this channel, and the views that we do get do sometimes get removed. So, folks, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, don't forget to hit the comments. Also, please don't forget to just take a look at some of the other videos. The other things we discuss on this channel are very important and also relevant, believe it or not, to what we are talking about now. So please check those out, especially the fight with the JRC. We need all the help we can get. And unlike we can't just pull the ACLU out of our back pocket. This is all on us, and we need every ally we can manage to muster. You don't even want to know how long this fight has been going on against the JRC. So, without further ado, I do appreciate your time today, and as always, we at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. Thank you.